Yo, what is going on, people? Welcome back to another YouTube video today. I am back with another skin fade tutorial and a slight different scenery. I was actually invited to go back to my old college, teach them how to cut hair. So that was a privilege. God, look at my hair, so long. So if you guys are wondering where I am right now, I'm actually at my barbershop. Come to collect a hand mirror because today I'm going to be doing a self-cut. So yeah, that'll be posted very soon as well. So I hope you guys do enjoy this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. If you haven't done already, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Centre point of the crown to the recession point. Sorry, Cal.
Don't you worry, bro.
Sectioning from the centre point of the crown to the recession point. I'm just gonna pick it up from the top and there's literally wispy bits because he got his haircut literally Saturday. I'm gonna take the wispy bits off, take it quite tight towards the head. Don't want to build up too much weight on this side, but the other side I know I'm gonna need to leave a bit of weight. I'm gonna make my way around the back. Any corners I see, I'll just nip them off. Do the same again on the other side. I need to wet a bit more. Do the same again on this side. Section it from the centre point to a recession. And as you can see, as I've sectioned that, it's pinging up a bit. So I know that I'm not going to take it as tight as I did on this side. I'm just going to do exactly the same thing, pick it up from the top, but not take it as tight. So it's going to leave a bit more length so the weight is sitting on top. Sorry again, Carl. Taking this middle section straight down the middle, drag each side to here. Got quite a bit of overhang. I'm going to leave that because I want to keep it quite weighty still, and I want the texture on top. So I'm going to elevate it a tiny bit, keeping it square. Let's see, keeping it square as I can. I didn't cut the top last week, did I? No. I'll do exactly the same again on the other side. I'm going to leave it quite overhang on this side so it doesn't ping up as much. So now I'm going to start by cutting the top. That was just for me to build up my shape, keep it nice and square. I'm going to take a section from the middle point of the crown. I'm going to comb it backwards. So when I cut the top, I don't take the front layers of the crown too short. I'm going to start from the top point of the ear. I'm going to take a section through the middle. I'm going to grab it, keep it square as I can. College probably tell you to lift your elbow up like that, but because I've been doing it quite a while, I've got muscle memory. So I remember every time I do it, I know where to keep cutting. I've also got a short point from the block graduation that I put there, and I'll cut straight through the middle. Do exactly the same, 2 sections, and if I have to go over it, I'll go over it again through the middle. Do the same again. Do you want your crop shortening, Cal?
Hmm?
Do you want your crop shortening?
No, I don't have to do the section.
Another short point there. The same again. Same again on the other side, another short point until I get to the front. And I've got to make sure when I come towards the front of the recession points, I've got to keep it as square as possible because I don't want to take too much weight out these corners or else you'll see the recession point too much. So I'm sorry, Carl. So that's the top cut. I'm going to do a bit of texturising so I can add a bit of texture towards it. So I'm going to do something called slicing. You'll see when I style the hair, there'll be a lot of separation in the hair. So, because Callum likes his hair towards the back, really like puffy. So I'm going to texturise in the middle. I'm not going to texturise it at these points because I don't want to take any weight out. And by doing this method, slicing, takes weight out and also creates separation in the hair, so you can, when you're styling it, you can get all these flicks and stuff like that. So I'm literally just going to go in like that, through the middle, slicing my scissors through. Now I'm going to go to styling. I'm going to add a bit of sea salt spray, bang a bit through, work it in. There we go. When I blow dry, I personally think the blow dry is the most important part of the service. So I'm going to blow dry by starting the back, the centre point of the crown, just blast it so the crown can sit wherever it wants. It can just lay as flat as possible, whatever. And then after I've done that, I'm going to start by blow drying the first side that I cut, because that's going to be the first side that's going to be like drying the quickest. So start by doing that. Keep blasting the crown so it's sitting flat. You can also bang your finger in the middle of the crown. Right. Bang your finger in the middle of the crown and just do this so it sits as flat as possible. This just allows the hair at the crown point just to sit where it wants to sit. So you're not faffing about where it's pinging up, stuff like that. That side's dry. I'm going to do the other side. And when it gets to the middle, I'm going to get to a 20% dampness. So then I'll start working my way in on how to style it. So it's quite dry now. I'm going to start styling it now. And because I've left so much weight on this side, you can see it's all flicking up, stuff like that. That's what Callum likes. I'm just going to use my fingertips, scrunching it, just to make as much texture as I can. And as you can see, that sea salt's really helping me out. It's matting the hair together. You can see the texture that I've added. It's coming well. So with that weight I've left on the sides, I'm going to use my hairdryer to assist it to go up. Instead of working it in with the powder work I'm going to use at the end, I'm going to let my hairdryer do most of the work now. So it flicks up. So that's most of the hair dry now. I'm not going to worry about styling it too much now because I've got it in a pretty decent state of where I want it to sit, how I want it to sit. So I'm going to go on to the fade now. I'm going to do a skin fade. As you can see, he's got some quite prominent edges, forward-facing edges. I'm going to leave them forward-facing. I'm probably going to shorten the fringe a tiny bit to make it a bit stronger in the corners because you can see they're quite fine. I'm going to nip them in a bit with my trimmers to make them a bit stronger. So with a fade, I'm going to do mid-fade. I'm going to start it just at the curve point. Won't be a lot to cut off because you literally just had a haircut on Saturday. Make sure when you're balding out, you flick out as much as you can, because the more you dig in, the harsher guidelines you're going to create for yourself and a lot more time you're going to be spending on a haircut trying to get these lines out. So when you're balding out, make sure you're always flicking out. Always flicking. Has anyone ever done a skin fade before? No? Have you done one? What clippers do you use to bald out? Detailers, what, the wild ones? You flick out, yeah? I'm going to do the same thing all the way around the head. I'm not going to dip it towards the back or anything. I'm going to try and keep it as straight as possible. I should have brought my light with me. Huh? No, the light's still as bad as Ketchup. Usually when I'm bowling out, I'd usually use a mirror to see if it's all in line. I haven't actually got a mirror, so I can't see them. I'm going to try my best to get as... Sorry. So after I've done that, make sure when you're bowling out, after you've done so, you've definitely got one of these at your shop, ain't you? Fill it up with talc, bang it on the back of his head so he don't get no irritation. This next step, not a lot of barber shops know about. What's that? Talcum powder. That's what you usually do anyway, fill it up with talcum powder. So you can fill it up, you can press a button and all the talc comes out of it.
Can I show it?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see it, the talc's coming out of it. So I'll bang it on the side of his head.
Where'd you fill it up?
At the top, at the bottom, sorry. Oh really? I don't do it now. Oh shit. Thanks, Holly. So I'm going to use these. These are equivalent to pretty much a cutthroat blade. I don't know, what do you do after you've bowled it out with your detailers? You full shave straight away. See, I don't really like that method because it can cause quite a lot of irritation on the skin. I've had it done before. It can cause quite a lot of irritation on the skin. This will bang it down to about the same level as a cutthroat, if not more. So I'll use this going up at the bottom, and then when I get towards the top, I'll go side to side. And as you can see, it's pretty much skinned at the bottom, and towards the top you've got that transition. I'll show you guys now. You've got that transition from boldness to literally tiniest bit of stubble from detail. So I'll do that all the way around the head. What haircuts have you done in college then? Have you done any haircuts? Oh, uniform, yeah. So,
Why do you go side to side near the line?
because I'm going against the grain while I'm going up, and if I go with the grain, it doesn't take as much length out. So now I'm going to grab my foils. This is where it literally goes down to complete skin. I'm going to grab these, just underneath where I've bowled it out with them. I'm going to flick out. I'm not going to go into that transition there because I want to keep that transition, because it's quite a smooth transition to the skin. Go just underneath it, flicking out. And as you can see, it's nicely skinned. Nicely skinned. You can see the transition from the skin to a tiny bit of stubble. And that's going to make it so much easier for me when I do my 0.5 and fade it into the skin to fade out. So I'm going to start off with the 0.5, no guard, clipper open. I'm going to make sure I'm flicking out at this point. I'm going to go in, flicking out, creating my first guideline. And go over about 4 passes, just so I know that everything's the same length. I'm going to brush it down. And now I'm going to go in between the 0.5 and the 0, I'm going to do a 0.25. And I'm going to go just beneath where I've done my 0.5. Let's see if I can get everyone seeing. Do the same again, about 4 passes, just so I know everything's the same length. Flicking out. Hello, see, how are you? Yeah, good, thanks, you? Flicking out. If I had a mirror, I'd check. I'd have a look, quick look, see if everything's the same length. I'm happy with that, just gonna touch it up a bit. And after I've done my 0.25, we'll go to a 0.75, just literally so close to being 0. I'm gonna do that just underneath my 0.25. I'm gonna leave my 0 till last. I'm gonna get my 1 guard. Who uses a normal 1 guard? Who's seen one of these ones before? You seen one of these before? These ones are definitely worth investing in. They literally make it so much easier from your 0.5 to your 1 to the transition. They're so much smoother as well because it's a lot thinner, and the other ones are quite chunky, like really chunky. So you'll see that this will take it quite sharp. It will take it a lot sharper and neater. So now I'm going to go with my 1 open, flicking through. Flicking through with my 1 open, convicting, pushing through, not being shy with it, just pushing through. I'm going to do exactly the same step as I did on my 0.5. I'm going to close it to a 0.25 now. I'm going to go just below where I've done my 1.5 open. As you can see, it's slowly starting to blend itself. And now I've done my 0.25, I'm going to go straight close, so I've got my 1 completely, and just notching out that line from the 0.5 to the 1. So now I've done that, I'm going to grab my 1.5. Can I bring it? Yeah. My 1.5 guard. I'm going to go straight in open. But with this time, because I've done my graduation, you can see how fluffy it is. I'm just going to literally tighten it up a bit and sharpen it with my 1.5 open. So I'm going to flick through. I'm not going to go too high because there would have been no point in me doing my graduation at that point. So I'm going to flick through. Just below. Get it a lot tighter and a lot sharper, so it's a lot cleaner. So that's my 1.5 open. And after I've done my 1.5 open, I'm going to close it straight away and just literally go below it and refine it. So now I've done that, I'm going to do a bit of clipper over comb just to tighten it even more to create that square shape. I'm going to go with the grain because I want to keep it still quite soft. I don't want anything to be too harsh. And now, the final step. I'm going to do my 0 and knock out that bottom line to complete this fade on this side. So you can see there's a tiny bit of a line there. I'm going to knock it out with my 0 completely closed. There you have it. That's one side done. And now I'm going to edge it up with my trimmers. Is it just detailers you have? Have you ever used slim lines? Yeah. Has everyone got their barbering kit already? Yeah. What trimmers do you get in your barbering kit? Do you know?
Just basic.
Oh, just clippers. You don't get no trimmers.
You have to buy them additional.
Oh, really? That's poor. That is. Right, as you can see, this point here, it's got quite fine hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to nip it in the tiniest ever bit to make it look a lot stronger.
Wait till they have a back food then at the warehouse. They have back food then at the warehouse. The women round the back. Where the talk used to be. And they have back food. Yeah, they have back food then.
What Salon Services? What for was that? Oh, the Andis ones. Yeah, they're good. They're definitely worth getting.
My application, so I can't get nothing from them.
Black Friday was known as well, wasn't it?
Oh, why are they rejected?
Yeah.
Yeah, they rejected me.
Take your ID with you.
I sent a picture of it and
Yeah.
they rejected me.
It's odd because we have them come in here before now, haven't we, to sign up? Because we've had them in before, haven't we, to get everybody signed up? Yeah.
That's what I used to do at college. Get the teachers going so then I don't have to do anything in lesson.
And get you all signed up. Thanks, mate.
So now it comes to the edge. I've nipped it in the tiniest ever bit towards the top so I can get a sharp edge going forward so it doesn't look like it's flat or it's going backwards. So when it comes to the edge, I'm going to come in first, I'm going to pull back. I'm just going to dab and pull back because I don't want to push it back or anything. I'm going to pull back. And as you can see, it's quite sharp. I'm going to bang. Who's seen this before? Topic. Seen it before? You seen it? Do you use it? Yeah, the enhancements. So I used to be really, really against enhancements. Oh, I ain't got a card again. You got a card?
You got one in the box,
Where?
in your barber box.
Have I? Oh shit. I used to be really against these until I went to a barber shop in Wales to do a course. And they were saying, I used to be like, nah, I'm not going to use it, not going to use it. It's Topic, it's just an enhancement. It's literally fibre, yeah, it's just fibre. Literally fibre, and you spray it on the hair and it makes everything look so much sharper. I'll spray it on your recession point. It never sticks well on your hair though, does it?
How long does that last?
Until they have a shower.
Yeah.
Or you can lock it in by hairspraying it. But it's really good. It's good to see where you line up. Some people have really, really fine hair towards the front, so some people ask for it as well. In America, they bang it on as an extra service and you're paying like an extra $5 for it as well. So it's not even... So when it comes to putting the Topic on, I'm going to go in a bit because I've already seen where my line is. And then I'm going to brush down any excess bit around there. So that's one side done. I'm going to do the other side. Yeah, well, there you go. So now, like I said, this bit here pings up a bit. And obviously I left a bit of weight towards the top. And when I take it quite tight with my clipper over comb, it should all blend in and sit quite flat. So I'm going to do exactly the same, 0.5. About finger spread. Flicking out, always flicking out. Doing 4 passes. Same again. 0.25. Literally just below. Going just below where I put my 0.5 in. Keep working at it until I'm happy with the way it looks. So if you've not cut anyone's hair yet in college, like, don't know. I'm gonna give you one tip. When you cut someone's hair, don't be afraid to commit. Don't be afraid to commit. I was the shyest person when I first started cutting hair. Like I wouldn't. Nah. No, when I first.
I had him in my class. Shy.
No. No, when it comes to cutting hair, I wouldn't commit enough. I wouldn't push nothing through enough. Yeah. What's that? So still working at my 0.25, just below my 0.5. And now I'm going to close it to 0.75. Same again. And now leave my bottom line till last. Or one guard, sorry. Flicking through, using the back of my blade, so I don't dig too much. Using the back of my blade, just pushing through. And if I flicked out enough at my 0.5, the one to the 0.5 shouldn't be too hard to blend in. What's that? What does this do? This like, it's good for clients like Callum when they've got quite weak points at the corners, because it fills the hair out quite a lot. And it's so good to just like. So I put texture in at the start, and look how all the texture's coming out now with the slicing that I've done. It's all coming out. I'm gonna brush these sides up.
Is it easier or harder to do it on somebody with really fair hair? To see you?
What, the fade? Oh, thick black hair is probably the hardest hair to do. And especially, it comes down to the scalp as well. If they don't have like a nice coloured scalp, you can probably see more, you can see less, do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Technical mostly on the top.
Yeah.
Visual throughout the sides.
Because you can do all sorts with the top now. You can leave certain parts disconnected and stuff like that, and it will look right still. If I had a mirror,
It's not getting there.
what did you have done? Buzz cut?
Well, I had hair like exactly like that, literally like, I don't know, something was going through my head, I just thought I'd get another 3 on top, so I just buzzed it.
My mate did that today. Perry
Great. I didn't regret it at the time of doing it, but then
Perry shaved his head off.
Trying to get them to want a colour. So yeah, it's coming in. The colour's coming back. So it's good to know. Again, extra money in your pocket.
Nah, colouring's good, man. You know, there's so much money in it.
Toiletries and all now. It's big business now.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
yeah. I've learned it, but I forgot it all. So obviously you can see all the texture that I put in with my slicing. It's all brought out now. See the puffiness from the block graduation that I put in. Now I'm just going to hairspray it, put it all in place where I want it to be. Does anyone use this hairspray? Do you use the yellow stuff? This smells so nice. The other stuff feels like it's suffocating your lungs or something. I'm gonna wipe the spray off because I don't want it on there. There you go, that's my first haircut.
How long did it take?
About an hour.
Yeah.
Usually takes me half an hour in the shop.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys, I've got another client coming in. Huh? 43 minutes, yeah.